Okay, we have here a Kromer Protector lock. This is a model 2040. So it's got 14 wafers and they're stacked in 11 layers. So some of those wafers are doubled up. Gonna apply some tension. So that's L3 and L5, first two levers on the left. So click on 8 on the right. There are 2 steps to 8. The second step will be the last to open the lock. And then I want to work on the left, but there are probably a few things on the right blocking it, so some movement on 1. And some movement on 4. Nothing else really on the right for now. It's 11 on the left. I'll go back down to 3 on the left. And 5. Now when I get to 7, I'm going to add some compression. And same thing for 10. And that's 10. Three, 5, 7, 10. Left side is good, so back to the right. No more movement on 1. Now we have some movement on 2. 3 is springy. 5 is springy. 3 starting the cell. Some movement on 6. Can I just repeat that whole sequence a few times? So back to the left. 3. Nothing on 5. 7, 10, then 1, movement, 2, I don't want to get too aggressive, it's easy to overset 2 this early on. 5 is springy, 4 is starting the stick. 3 is starting to stick. 4 is good. A little movement on 6. Okay, that might be good enough to switch to the top of the lock. 3 and 5 are good bellwethers for how far the lock is picked. And the fact that 3 is starting to stick a bit suggests that the lower part of the lock is in better shape. And no real movement on 5 yet, but I haven't really dealt with the upper part. I don't know why 3 and 5 serve that purpose. I think it has to do with those are the both doubled up, so that meaning that there's a wafer on both the left and the right side of 3 and 5. So they're very kind of plugged into, and interact with the other elements. Anyways, right hand side now, top of the lock. This is 9. It went a little bit, but I feel like I slipped off. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. And I'm going to push 10 even further. That seems good. And all these wafers drag against each other, so pretty sure 11 is out of whack. We'll come at it from the right side here. Yeah, big push on 11. And I'm sure that that slid 10. So what I'm going to try to do is at the same time push 10 back. Okay. And I'm sure that screwed up 9. So once again, we'll go for 9. Yeah, it came out a little. Okay, there it's back. Oops, lost placement. There's got to be a better way to do this here. That's good. Okay, 9 and 10. All right, so take a break from the top of the lock for a moment. See what happened below. Okay. What is that, 5? Yeah. 5 is starting to bind in the right ways. We've got 3. Okay, we're feeling pretty good. So this is the delicate part where just trying to balance everything and get it all in place without disrupting all the good work we've done. So I'm going to start just gently on the left, prodding. 3, 5. Okay, a little movement on 7. And sanity checking 10 was not actually set all the way. It was hanging at the edge, which means 9 might not be set. However, 5 felt really good. And still feels really good. So we're not going to push our luck just yet. Let's look at the rest of the lock. So let's go all the way down to 1. Little movement on 1. I've got a lot of compression. So I should really be able to push. Okay, 2. Okay, a little movement on 2. I think 2's set now. Let's try 4. 4 is pretty good. 5. Okay, some movement on 6. Five and 3 clearly haven't settled yet. I think I want to push 8 in just a little bit more. Wasn't expecting all that. Might have accidentally overset something. Yeah, all right. Well, at least knock 7 out. You know, and I knocked 10 out too. I think I'm going to have to address the top. Twice in a row suggests something's not quite right up there. Actually, 5 is great now. We'll push on 3. I mean, I'm skeptical on the one hand of the top of the log, but if 5 so sitting so well by the shear line, huh? 9 does need some help. So oh, 5 is so good. You hear that? It's really rare when you can jiggle test a Kromer Protector like that. That's kind of fun. Okay. That's 4. That's 3 rather. I mean, it's conceivable that 3 and 5 are the only ones left. So I can test that. See, it's a little complicated, but I think it's worth the risk. Okay, so that's 3. And that was 5. I heard something click. So we did something. You're so very close. 6, 4, 2, 1. And on the left, 5, 3, 5, 7, 10. I mean, the only thing I haven't touched in a while is 11. Wonder if that's all that's holding us up. I mean, it's really not going anywhere. Maybe too far in the other direction? No, not really. Okay, one more time on 9 and 10. That was something. That was something. I can try that maneuver one more time. There's 3. And 5. There it is. Wow. Well, that was some effort. Okay. Let's see, there's still quite a lot of work to do. Let me move my tools aside. Think through this. Gonna turn the autofocus off, zoom out a little bit. Okay, and then I can get this vise out of the way. Okay. remove the camera. It's always an adventure. We start by taking it out of this stand. Zoom out a little bit more. There we go. All right. Adjust the height a little bit. How's my lighting? Pretty good, right? Zoom out. All right. I think we've got it. Okay. And we're going to need a gutting tray. I have here all the tools I could possibly need for this lock. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. All right, let's get some of these on the side. All right, that should, here's the key, by the way. Should be good for the time being. All right, so first, you see it says links here. This is a left-sided, so left-handed Kromer Protector, which means, you know, as you saw, I turned it counterclockwise to open. And if I could just turn this around, you can see that the lock is clearly picked. Okay, you can even see the wafers blocked up in there. So I'm going to turn it back and lock it up again. Get my wire out of here. And then we're going to remove these 3 screws. Oops. Where's the 3rd screw? There it is. Then this front plate comes off. Okay. There's the serial number, and you'll see that match the last digits stamped on the key there. And you'll see it match the inside. Okay, and so here's the guts. Let's tilt the camera. There's this spring. It helps put some even pressure on that front plate. There are the 2 side pieces here that shield. You can see all the wafers sticking out on each side. You can see these are flopping around. This is 11. These are the 2 unsprung wafers. 11. 10. You see there are springs kind of on the sides here. There's wafer 10. So I was doing a few things with this one. You saw me originally grip it using this lifter pick right on the side there, the push to the right. But when it got really tight, I took a wire on this side to push it the rest of the way. Okay, 9. This was tricky. This required a lot of compression to stay in place. I was gripping that little tab on the left to move that one. Next up is 8. See, 2 steps. That first one was when pretty much the beginning of the pick, and then to open the lock, that was the last. Okay, 7. Six. Now 5 is split. Here's the left side of 5. And here's the right. You can see how these interact with each other. And brings us to 4. 3 is split also. Almost lost the spring. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I did lose a spring. There's the right of 3. We'll get the left out and we'll go for the spring. Okay. There's the left. Here's the right. Again, split. Wafers right there. Okay, 2. And then finally 1. Last one's always the hardest to get out, isn't it? Okay, there we go. There's 1. All right, and then what we're left with is we have this center piece, and that's just the empty housing there on the left. And there's a little adapter here, a little bottom plate rather. And here we go. There's the drill pin, cam in the back, and this is where the rest of the work's going to be. So as you can see, what I did to tension is I took a steel tube, and then I took an acrylic tube, and I literally just epoxied everything all together. And so I want to try to get that off. Let me try to adjust the camera before I attempt that. Let's give us a little bit more height. And think about that. That's where the rest of these tools come into play. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I want to break the seal around here. So I'm going to take some pliers. Yeah, you see how you can see a gap of air just appeared right there. So that's a good sign that breaking that seal. And I ideally want this to come off at the bottom so it comes off in one piece rather than as a mess. Not bad. So there's quite a lot of air bubbles there. I'm feeling some movement. So that might be enough for me to take my wire here. Come on. And just twist it off. Yeah, sure it is. There we go. It's not really coming off though. It's twisting. It's not coming up. Okay. Came up a little bit, by like a millimeter or two. So my other thought is to take this big pair of pliers and just really pull from this angle. It's really on there. This might need to come off in pieces then. Yep, that is how it appears to be. Well, I must say I really, really overdo it with the epoxy, huh? Okay. So I've torn this top piece off. So we're left here with this. You know, what always happens is I first set it up and I put a little bit of epoxy on and it feels good. Then after playing with the lock for a while, it comes off, and so next time around I do it a lot more thoroughly, and then you wind up with this situation. I mean, it didn't come off once after that. And now, the good news is that was pretty clean. There might be some residue, but not much. I mean, the key fits fine. I guess just to be safe, I'm going to just poke around here with the blade for a little bit. Yeah, it's just a little. It's not even really glued on, it's just particles there at the bottom. Yeah. I have some sandpaper too I might be able to use, but I don't even think I need it. Yeah, I don't really need it. I think that'll work just fine. Okay. So let's put the lock back together. Now that I've gotten my tool out, put the back plate in. It's always easier to put it together in this carriage. And then we'll start from the bottom. This is one. You just have to watch. You have to make sure you put the springs in those holes in the side. In the right holes, that is. Okay, so that's one. I think that's right. Two. Yep. I can always count. 1, 2, yeah, 3 holes above. That's good. Okay, and then this is right side of 3. The left side. Nice little grooves in the wafers where the springs go. 4. Okay, 5. Right side of 5. Left side of 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Of course, the unsprung 11. It's 10 really in there? Yeah. Here we go. All right. Side plates. What's going on here? There we are. It's a tight fit. To be at the right angle to get it in. Okay. Spring front plate. Okay, and then screws. Okay, and then, last but not least, there's the key. All working as intended. There you have it. That is another Kromer Protector, the model 2040.